joining me for another video. If you're joining me for the first time, hello! Well, if you saw on my Instagram, you'll know that my friend sent a big box of toys because he's just awesome like that. My, my happy mails are like giant boxes filled with about 20 different toys and dolls, and he knows that I love aliens. The entire Aliens movie series, and like the Aliens versus Predator and things like that, absolutely love them. I love horror, I love sci-fi, and aliens kind of the two mixed in together. That's really, really neat. So I, on a trip to America, brought this for myself. This is the Alien, so the second movie, Ultimate Edition. I thought it was so amazing. But I wanted eventually to get the whole series, and guess who found them for me? Of course, my best friend. So he found me Alien. These are Neca Toys by Reel Toys. Neca brand by Reel Toys, I think they are. And then Alien 3. And I put that one outside of the box because when we got the Happy Meal and we opened it up, we found out that the alien's leg had been ripped off. Someone had tried to steal the alien out of the box, unfortunately. It's a really easy fix, so I'm not too worried about it. But we'll have a look at that one afterwards. And that's why that's opened up, because there was a bit of rattling in the box and it's like, oh, that shouldn't be like that. So let's start with the first movie. Very iconic, very cool, Alien. Alien. So I've said this in other movies. Sometimes when packaging is really, really simple, it actually draws attention to the brand name, which is a very, very smart marketing ploy that some toy companies adopt. Then it just has a little thing of the egg. Very ominous, very, very cool. Let's have a look at the side here. We've got some more eggs, one hatching right here. And then on the back, a little bit of what's inside the toy. We got a face hugger, an alien egg, of course the alien itself, and in its larva kind of form, and then a heap of eggs on the back. In space, no one can hear you scream. Very iconic word there, and same on this side. Oh, it says Big Chap Ultimate Edition. Interesting. Let's open it up. Okay, so to open this one up first, you can see a preview of what you're getting. They're really cool boxing. I know a lot of people, like collectors, like to keep them in box and stuff like that. I am never going to be that sort of person. I honestly don't understand the point in buying anything if you can't touch it, you can't feel it, you can't display it. What's the point of having it? So here is some artwork though. So this is the cool thing about boxes. So I may give this box on to an Alien fan. Big, super cool artwork here, and then we have the original type alien in this very dark skin. You open it just normally by, there is a little couple of sellotapes at the front. I don't know what you call these little sticky dots. Go through those and you can open it up. It's like giving birth. Oh, and pull. So cool. I haven't opened these ones, so I'm really excited to see this. So here he is out of the box. It's a dark black alien, much like the first one. The colors do change between the movies. We have, oh gosh, that looks so cool, that egg and stuff there. Now I can see where the leg ties are, and this is why whoever was trying to pinch this one out of the box, it's probably this leg behind which got broken when they ripped it out. Or attempted to rip it out. These are wire ties, so they're a lot harder to wiggle things out of. So best to have a piece of scissors. I'm going to bring out first the alien egg. Oh, wow, that's so cool. It doesn't have a bottom. Oh, hang on. Oh, look at that behind. That is so cool. It's almost dragonish, isn't it? So I was thinking, why has the alien leg got a hole in? How cool. Let's bring this up and have a look. Here we are. So the pink bit is obviously the inside of the egg and its little tendrils that connect it to the system. So, these kind of tendrils put out feelers and let the aliens know what's going on. And your egg, you have two little grooves, one here and one here. There are two nooks on the underside. So I'm guessing it's as simple as, ta-da, putting it together. Look in here, all this veiny pink stuff. It actually kind of looks pretty when you look at this way, like some sort of weird exotic flower. This way, totally creepy. So next is the iconic face hugger. These things are terrifying. Actually, these scare me more than the aliens. The aliens, I think, just look cool, but these things are horrific. And I like spiders. I actually genuinely like spiders. If I find spiders in the house, I'm the person that puts them in the, you know, the clear jar with the piece of paper underneath and puts them back outside. I'd rather have spiders than flies. That's my philosophy in life. So, but this thing, I don't know, maybe it's this thing that goes around your neck and chokes you while it implants the baby into your system. I don't know. It's horrific. It's really, really scary. Very, very scary. So incredibly cool though. So next is the larva form of the alien. You can see there's blood around its waist area here. It is done in this tan with like splatterings of blood in it, because it has just hatched out. Look at the long, long tail. I didn't realize their tail was that long after they come out. I don't remember it being that long in the movie. It might be a little bit more emphasized. And I don't know if it's going to come up in camera. Can you see that mouth? Help me! It's so funny. So a little slug alien before it becomes the most coolest thing ever. All right, so this is as it comes out of the box. This is it's displayed with one of its legs part up. It is the very black alien, and it's obviously going to be shorter than the Aliens 3 one. I'll show the differences in them, but oh my goodness, how cool is this? Wow. This is just super duper cool. Of course, I'm going to bring it up so we can have a close-up look, but seriously, this is awesome, and the articulation on it is awesome as well for display purposes. Let's have a look. So focusing first on the head area, this is something I didn't really notice in the Aliens movie, but can you see how it's got like this clear part and you can see the underside? I'm sure if I look for it, I'd see it in the Alien, but it's almost like you can see the skeletal part that protects its brain area. And I know it gets used as a shield. This huge part here gets used as a shield in the Aliens versus Predator, as it's obviously immune to its own acid. Let's have a look if the mouth open and closes. There is a slight movement in the mouth there. The head can rotate from side to side and look down and look up. And one thing Aliens does amazing, which I think is so cool, is the eyes aren't, I'm assuming the eye area is around here, but in the movie you can't really see the eye area as well. It just looks like a big, like, I don't know what you'd call it, big sausage with teeth at the end. So coming down to the chest and arm area, we have wrist articulation, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers on the end, which are splayed, so they actually look like they're animated rather than just standing still. We have elbow movement, and check out the detail in that. And then we have upper arm movement with a spike down by the elbow. Look at this shoulder and back area, like these tendrils, just like the, you know, the tendrils to the egg, and kind of what their lair looks like. What would you call it? It's kind of like a beehive. Like a beehive they build into structures. They put these big black tendrils all over it. Someone who knows more about the Aliens movie can go blah, blah, blah down in the comments and tell us all about it. I would love to hear about it. I just love watching the movies. I don't get too much into the lore past that. Again, on this side. Now, there is also articulation right here in the waist area. So it's not really about rotation, but a slight move back and forward. And doesn't that look very skeletal, the ribcage area here? And then when it comes down to the crotch area, it's almost robotic. It's like a cybernetic sort of, you know what I'm trying to say. The wires, these to me look like wires with 2 bolts here. Cool. All right, so we get past the chest and the crotch area. We have the hip. So it can move back and forward. It has slight movement out to the side. Cannot ninja kick, but definitely movement forward and back. And then we have the knee movement. Again, look at all the detail on this legging. How cool is this? These are around, I think they're around about the $20 to $30 range in the store. And we come down to their legs. Their legs, their feet, sorry. So they're very, very humanoid in their design, aren't they? So he has 4 toes, but their body shape is very, very humanoid. And we have spikes out the back. And then we have this tail. And did I mention ankle? I don't think I mentioned ankle movement. So again, a lot of articulation in this figure. But then you also have a wire in the tail. So like when the alien queen is like attacking with her tail, you have that extra ability. They're not stupid creatures. They know that they can use their tail as a barb and snake it around. They are incredible killers, and that is so cool. So that is a dark black alien from the Alien movie. So on to one of my favorite follow-on movies ever, Aliens. Now they have made the box a bit more spruced up in this one. There is a big artwork of an alien head here. It's become from Alien to Aliens. Again, I love that they didn't follow they made it still very simple in the title. We go on to a back, we have a write-up, because number 1, the first box had a little write-up down here. Doesn't have a quote that's iconic from the movie this time. You know, the sole survivor of the Nostromo, Ripley, is discovered in cybernetic sleeps 57 years later. We have, again, another egg, an alien, and, of course, an alien figure. Let's open it up and have a look. So a little bit of a shame, given that the first one is so cool with all its tendrils, though I guess it's been deposited in the bottom of the ship, so they were specially set up that way. This one doesn't have the hole, so you don't have the stand, but if you look in here, it doesn't have a hole right through, so you can stick your little alien in there, and the texture of the egg is very, very different. Let me bring up the first one. So the first one is smooth, it has more grey around the opening of the egg, whereas this one, it has a more rocky look to it with veins and not so much grey. The grey is kind of spread rather than around the lips like the other one, and you can see grey tendrils going into it, whereas this one, yeah, you can see that they're different. This one, like the tendrils are going into it. This one, like the tendrils are spread around in a pattern. So the first egg is less detailed on the outside, but looks cooler on the inside, in my opinion. So the face hugger is in a different pose. It has its 2 kind of feelers up this way. It has a pinky interior, whereas the one from the first movie, see that difference in color? Just a darker shade almost. And then on the inside, this one, maybe, oh no, this one isn't dead because it's just coming out of the things. This one has more of a dark grey innards, and this one has more of pink innards. So little changes there to the face hugger shape and colour. So I'm guessing this one will be a darker shade, but the blood pattern is certainly different, and the mouth is. See, the blood pattern is more like dripping down him in long lines rather than kind of splattered on him, and the face is definitely different. So let me bring up the first one here. Hopefully the camera, yeah, so here you go. I actually like the face from the first one better. So the face from the first one is like, ah, you know, and it's like screaming, running across the floor. And this one, he just kind of looks like, I'm ready to get bigger now, please. But yeah, difference in size. The second one from the next movie has a longer tail and it's more sprayed out, it feels like. And definitely differences to the faces. Gosh, it's hard to get in. There you go. So the first one's arms are just off to the side here. The second one's arms are in the front, which actually looks cooler. But I do like the face from the first one better. Okay, so looking at the second character here, there are a lot of differences, and I love, love, love that they've made each alien different and kind of unique to the movie style, you know? So let's have a look at the head first. So the most noticeable difference is that it does not have the see-through head where you have the armor underneath. This is very armored. This looks like a skeletal armored head, basically. It's in this bronze. It's like a bronze color with a black wash, or a very dark antique gold with a black wash to it. But most noticeable, look at this. Even like the tendrils to the mouth move. That is so cool. I absolutely adore that. That is so freaky. And then inside you have the little mouth that he spitfires with. You know, he spits out. Isn't that cool? I'm calling it a he. It could maybe be like a she. I don't know. Maybe aliens are very matriarchal. Obviously they are with the queen, but you know, like an ant's nest where males don't have too much of a role. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you do. That's so cool. I want to keep playing with that. So it has the shoulder articulation again for back and forward. The elbow bend, so you can bring it right up to here and down. Then the wrist movement, and then it also has the wrist movement, but then unlike the first one has 6 fingers, this one has 3, and the inner fingers, not the thumb, are movable. So these are actually movable inwards and outwards. So that's really cool. So that extra little bit on the fingers. We have the waist movement here. Again, it's not for rotation, it's more for a little bit of a movement forward and back. It's only a slight movement. We come down to the legs. We can kick forward a little bit back, and we have the knee joint, so we can go right back to here, and then the ankle joint again. And the feet have 4 toes. I think the first one had 4 toes, yeah, but this one is sprayed and the toes are in the silver, like more like a claw-like effect. So you can see that this one has a lot of differences in its armor. Even the tail is different. Feels, again, like it's got more texture on it. Let's bring Aliens 1 up and compare it to Aliens 2. So here is the first movie and here is the second movie. Noticeable difference in color and head shape. The tendrils at the back are pretty much the same. So that's interesting that the tendrils at the back are the same. The armor on the arms, this one has slight more texture up over the shoulder area. To the front, again, the armor around the body is kind of the same. There's tiny differences. This one feels like it's just a tiny bit more detailed, and definitely the mouth. Oh, this one's thing just came out. Oh my goodness, can this one come out if you put it on a lean? No, this one doesn't seem to be coming out. Maybe can I pull it out? No, that doesn't seem to work. I didn't realize that. The first one has a little spitter. That is so incredibly cool when you bring the mouth down. So this one's mouth down, but it's not coming. Ah, here we go. Is it gonna work? I don't know if I got it to work or not. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But maybe it comes out. But yeah, the open mouth area though is so much cooler in the second one. So in the body armor, I do think I prefer the second one in body color, even though black is really iconic for the movie, for the aliens. That's how I vision them, is very sleek, very black. This brown is just working for me. Now on the arm area, you'll see it's quite different. The second one has like a scythe blade to the side, it almost looks like. And then of course the hands are very different. The leg armor is very much the same, and the feet are different. So this has more of a humanoid foot, the first one. The second one is more like a dragonoid, like a dragon sort of spray to it. Now it's come out, it won't go back in. Get in there. I wish this one would come out. Oh, I did it, I got it. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. So they're a little bit fiddly to get out. Now, what I was interested in is the tail, because the second one feels like it's more armored. No, it actually looks like it's got the same armor on, but this one, yeah, the tails are actually incredibly similar, the points. Yeah, so the tails, there's not too much difference at all. What about in length and size? The aliens are fairly similar in size. There isn't much difference in those, and the tails are the same length, which is why it's so interesting with the Alien 3 alien that I'm going to show soon, the differences, which I'll bring up and I'll point out what happened, and naughty person who tried to pinch him out of the box. So here is the Alien 3 box. You'll see the alien here, kind of in its larvae form coming out. Over here, just the symbol, again, ultimate edition, Neca Reel Toys, and on the back you'll see it's because it becomes out of a dog, it has a very different shape. And I remember once watching a making of Aliens 3, they wanted to make the alien different. It evolves differently depending on what sort of host incubates it. So in this one you do not get an egg. The alien, you get the alien, you get the Alien 3 kind of symbol here, and you get a little of the larvae form, but the alien itself comes with a stand and is a lot, actually it's my favorite out of the lot, to be quite honest. Before we get to the figurine, I guess I better show the little larvae, the little ones first. So this one is more reminiscent of the second alien, but definitely different in color again, and it is a lighter color. So hang on, we've got number 1 here, number 2, and this is number 3. So if the camera will just focus on those. This one has a different shaped head and it is lighter in color. So the forehead here is definitely more dominant. He is closed mouth, and unlike the other ones, you cannot see legs at the bottom. So it's like he's almost like a bit more evolved. See the legs at the bottom? So he's got his arms curled up at the top, but there are legs shaping in at the bottom, which is really, really cool. So next we have this little larvae like curled up. Maybe it's like the one in maybe this is a queen form one, judging by the really big head and spray here. I'm not sure, but to be honest, I would have rather had another face hugger than this. This is kind of like, we've already got the larva, we don't need another one of these. However, let's get on to the main event. Look at the size of him. He is so cool. He is so much bigger than the other one. So if we spray him out, now you'll notice, and I'll show where he's broken from where the naughty person tried to steal him from the box. Look at this. And look at the tail. So I don't know if this is the queen or not. I think the queen one has a sprayed out sort of frayed thing. Maybe it is. I don't honestly know, but this tail makes me think it's a queen alien. But then it could be the version that evolved from the dog, which makes more sense to me. However, the height might suggest it is... No, I don't think it's a queen at all. I think it's the version that went from the dog. It is so cool. Let me bring him up. So like the first alien, they've adopted back to this see-through kind of head with the skeletal underneath. This one is in browns, almost like a clay brown to mud brown to sludge brown, varying tones. So if we open up this is why I think this one is definitely the evolution from the dog. See, there is no inner mouth there. There is no inner mouth. Then the shoulder, look at the shoulder. It is smoother. It doesn't have the big shoulders like the other ones. Now this one also has a better head articulation. See this big bit here? So it can look right down and look right up. So it's got a much better head movement. I mean, if you think this is the queen, let me know. I just don't think because of the way her head piece is that it's not a queen. Then the body armor is definitely different to the other ones. So all the body has evolved differently. We're going to 4 fingers here. So the first one has 6, the second one has 4. There is no articulation in the fingers, and look at the fingers. They're kind of more sprayed out. I almost wish if it evolved from the dog that they were a bit more paw-like, because that would be really, really cool and show the evolution difference out. We have the skeletal armor in the middle. It's a much closer like rib cage. We definitely have the same movement there. The arms back and forward, not out to the side. We have again the elbow movement and the wrist movement. Look at those sprayed out things. This one is definitely my favorite. Why did my favorite one have to have the break in it? So when we come down to here, there is this big part here on the upper thigh to the hip, which is not in the other aliens. They're more smooth around here. And then we have the knee joint, and you'll see that from the knee joint we have a further joint here, which is why it might be the queen, but makes me still think it could be the dog, 'cause you know how the animals have that weird nook before their paw. But this looks like a paw. Actually, just saying how I thought the arms should be paw. Look at that. That is definitely more reminiscent of like a dog-like creature. The paw there. So you have upper thigh, middle leg, lower leg here, and then you have the foot. And you have the movement, not down by the ankle here, it's up here. So we do have that leg piece, which I'm just going to glue on. To be honest, this movement here, I actually already like it in this pose. And the little joint inside is so incredibly small that it's not going to matter if I can't move this a little slightly up or down. So I'm going to glue it, and no one will be none the wiser other than me and anyone who watches this video that it's actually broken, so it doesn't matter. But check out this tail. Look at the size of this tail and the big blade on this tail. It is so cool. And this is why I think maybe it is a queen, but then it doesn't have the proper queen head. I don't know. It's a real interesting piece. And if you know, let me know in the comments below, because I would really, really be interested. So I'm going to bring up the first alien and compare it to this one. Here they are side by side. So the heads, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the dog alien, because the head on this does not look like a queen at all. So the head is actually slightly shorter than the first alien, even though it has that translucent piece. The sides, you can see this part here. This one's like a big, quite a thin coiled rope. This one is more like this looks like more like a larvae actually. This one has the spitter, which now won't stay in the mouth now that it's finally come out. This one does not have it at all. It does tend to seem to have more of a tongue though. It has a tongue there sticking out, which is interesting. The shoulder blade isn't as pronounced as the first one. Definitely the colors are very, very different. And then look at the rib cage. This has more of a humanoid rib cage, whereas this looks to me to be more like an animalistic rib cage. Very, very different. And the same down here. It's got all the spine, well, the spine's at the back, but it has like a spine like bone structure here, whereas it's more like cords, like intestines or something coming down. More robotic, I think, is what I'm looking for actually. The hands, again, 6 fingers on the first one, 4 on this one, but if you come down to here, the foot is definitely humanoid on this one, and this is definitely more reminiscent of a paw. So look at this way. It's sideways and that short ways. It's really cool. And then more of a humanoid leg here, where it just has the upper thigh, the lower leg, and then the foot. As I pointed out, you have the upper thigh, then this joint, like the middle leg, and then you have the lower leg and the foot. So definitely, definitely different. And the tails. I mean, it's not the size, my darlings, it's how you use it really. But this one, you know, look at that huge big blade on it. It's like, and the size of it, my goodness gracious me. So this guy is feeling a bit inadequate right now, so I'm just going to put him back here. They stand up well on their own. But another really cool thing with this alien is it comes with a stand. So if you put the stand together, it's very basic, just a plop like that. You can put the stand around this alien's waist. I had it going like this, and of course I say that it's so easy to do on, and then she struggles with it. And have this one in a running position like this, like really animated. How cool is that? So you can have it like a creature, like a dog-like creature running along the ground for display. Whereas these other two are better suited to a humanoid standing position with their tail as the balance at the back. Just because his head movement on this one can go so much back further. This is so cool. I really, really love this one. This one's my favorite out of the lot. You can stand him up, and and all that, but yeah, why you wouldn't want to do this, I don't know. This just looks awesome. I love it when it's animated. All right, I'll put them all together and let's do a flyby. So here are the aliens, number 1, movie 1, movie 2, and movie 3. I absolutely love these figures. They're just chilling with the little babies coming out, you know, welcome to the world and all that. Let's look after you. That's why I think they're, I wonder whether they're like bees. Very focused around building the hive with the babies and all that sort of stuff. Then down here, we have the little larvae running along. They're like, we're not born yet. Get to safety, to safety. The 2 different eggs. Definitely looking at them like this, you know, I got my beautiful dolls in the background. Looks so silly, doesn't it? These cute little anime dolls in the background, these scary little aliens in the front here. Of the 3, my favorite is this guy. Absolutely this guy. He's larger. I love the animalistic form on him. I love the posability on him. But these guys are not to be scoffed at. They're just as cool. I would love to find the Aliens Resurrection version. The one that's part Ripley, that kind of rejects the alien form and goes more for Ripley as its mother. I would love to see that one in this sort of form, because that would be so cool to complete this set. If you, no, what was I going to say? I just had a thought. I don't think I would want one from Aliens vs. Predator, because it's going to be very much this one here. It should be exactly the same as this one here. There isn't going to be much difference. So, yeah. Aliens Resurrection, must find. If you love aliens, please give this video a thumbs up. If you love toys in general, please subscribe. We love to open toys here, from the very scary to the very cute. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.